So very good morning to all of you. And for all case studies, you can go through case study for BFM, AM, ABM. So let's start. Our today's topic is recovery of retail loans. Clear recovery of retail loans. Clear. This is very important. This is very important topic for your examination purpose. Basically retail. In the retail, basically we are doing the loans. Clear. So how to get back the money? Clear. How to get back the money? Clear. How to get back the money of the retail loans. Clear. So in this session we will discuss regarding that. Clear. In this session we will discuss regarding that. Clear. And basically how we get the money, like in the form of installments. Clear. And in the form of other ways you can get your money back. Clear. Recovery of retail loans, that is today we will discuss a part one. So let's start first of all. So the success of any banking initiative. Clear. The success of any banking initiative is judged only by the profit generated from that business segment. Clear. The success of any banking initiative is judged by only by the profit generated from that business segment. Clear. Like that, like if we can say that if any banking institution started like credit card. So banking institution or the financial institution will get benefit from the credit card initiative only if they get the amount on the specific time. Clear. As per the bill or as per the billing cycle, if they're getting the amount on the specific time or on the billing cycle time, then it is beneficial. Clear. Then it is basically profit making for the firm. Otherwise it is not the profit making for the firm. Clear. If there is not recovery, not any repayment. Clear. So same thing they are saying, that the success of any banking initiative is judged only by the profit generated. Clear. By the profit generated from that business segment. Banks aggressively. Clear. Banks aggressively build up their retail asset portfolios. Clear. Banks aggressively build up their retail asset portfolios to expand business as a retail assets as one of the best revenue drivers in banking. Clear. Every banking institution, clear, aggressively build up their retail asset portfolios to expand business. Clear. Why? As retail assets are one of the best revenue drivers in the banking. So what is to be included in the retail loans? What is to be included under the retail loan? You can say that housing loan, car loan, personal loan, credit card, educational loan. Clear. All are to be included under the retail loans. Clear. All these things are to be included under the retail loans. Clear. So let's start. First of all, we have to discuss what is the holiday period or moratorium period. I think many of you are aware that in the COVID time, this term is specifically highlight that in many of the loans. Clear. In many of the loans, basically what it will be provided, moratorium. Clear. What it will be provided, moratorium by the government. Clear. Moratorium by the government. Clear. So let's discuss what is the meaning of moratorium or holiday period. Clear. So let's now discuss what is the meaning of moratorium or holiday period. So let's discuss a moratorium period. A moratorium period or a holiday period. Clear. A moratorium period or a holiday period is a time allowed. Clear. It is a basically time allowed for the borrowers during the loan term. Clear. A moratorium period or a holiday period is a time allowed for the borrowers during the loan term when they are not required to make any principal repayment. Clear. When they are not required to make any principal repayment. Clear. Principal repayment. Clear. At that time basically only interest will be calculated, but there is no need to pay any payment. Clear. Or make any installment. Clear. Why? Basically it is a waiting. It is a waiting time before which repayment by way of EMI begins. Clear. It is a waiting time basically before which repayment by way of EMI begins. It is a waiting period before which repayment by way of EMI begins. So how? Basically, the repayment begins only. Clear? The repayment begins only like as you are taking the housing loan. So initially, when you are taking the housing loan, so you will want some time to start your installments. Clear? Some basically want some time or some do not want. Clear? Why? Because when you are taking the housing loan, basically you are constructing your house. So at that time, there are also many other expenses. Clear? At that time, there are also many other expenses side by side. So you are not able. Clear? So you are not able to fulfill the. So you are not able to pay the installment. Clear? At that time, you are not able to pay the installment. Clear? So that's why many of the borrowers want holiday period or moratorium period. Clear on that? Clear? So the repayment begins only after disbursement of the entire loan. Clear? The repayment begins only after disbursement of the entire loan. Term loan may be disbursed either in a single debit or in a multiple debit as per the requirements. Clear? Term loan may be disbursed either in a single debit or in multiple debit as per the requirements. Clear? We will have to discuss one case study in the upcoming session on that. Like we are taking the educational loan. Like we are taking the educational loan because in the educational loan, there is not a single debit. Clear? There is multiple debits. Clear? Educational loan, basically we can say that we have 3-year course. We have 3-year course. So basically in the educational loan, what bank will be provide you? Either your course fees. Mainly they will provide your course fees or tuition fees or books expenses. Clear? Or some other expenses. Clear? So like in the first semester, if it is a semester wise course. Clear? So you will present the fee slip to the bank and bank will disburse that amount. Clear? Similarly in the second semester. In this way, there is a multiple debits. Clear? There is a multiple debits with respect to that. On the other hand, like we are taking the car loan. Clear? On the other hand, like we are taking the car loan. Clear? So in the car loan, there is a single. In the car loan, we can say that there is a single debit. Clear? Because we have to pay the entire amount at one go. Clear? Because we have to pay the entire amount at one go to the agency. Clear? Where we are purchasing the car. Clear? So at that time only single debit. Clear? At that time only single debit. But holiday period or moratorium period is mainly applicable in the housing loans or the educational loans. Clear? Housing loans and in the educational loans. So holiday period interest, holiday period interest, while interest is to be calculated. Clear? Needs to be serviced. Clear? Needs to be serviced. But in educational loan, sometimes it depends. Clear? But in education loan, this is not insisted upon. Clear? But in educational loan, this is not insisted upon. So in respect of housing loan, a holiday period. Clear? So how much is the duration of the holiday period? Clear? So in respect of housing loan, a holiday period up to 18 months. Clear? In respect of housing loans, a holiday period up to 18 months is allowed in case of construction and 3 months in case of purchases. Clear? So in respect of housing loan, a holiday period up to 18 months is allowed in case of construction. Clear? 18 months is allowed in case of construction and 3 months in case of purchase. Clear? And 3 months in case of purchase. The holiday period is allowed with an intention. Clear? The holiday period is allowed with an intention to allow the borrowers. Clear? The holiday period is allowed with an intention to allow the borrowers. Clear? The holiday period is allowed with an intention to allow the borrower to get themselves equipped with for repayments. Clear? The holiday period is allowed with an intention to allow the borrowers. Clear? The holiday period is allowed with an intention to allow the borrowers to get themselves equipped for repayments, clear, to get themselves equipped for repayments. So in the initial stage of availing the loan, there may be some miscellaneous expenses which they need to meet, clear, which we have already started, clear. That's why they want basically holiday period or the moratorium period, clear, because in the initial stage of availing the loan, there may be some miscellaneous expenses which they need to meet. So what are the types of monthly installments, clear? What are the types of monthly installments, clear? What are the types of monthly installments, clear? Here one important point, like in the case of multiple debts here, clear, like the students is completing now their 3-year course, clear. Even after that, there may be 6-month or 1-year moratorium or holiday period will be provided, clear. Even after that, 6-month or 1-year moratorium period will be provided, so that the person will get the desired job, clear. So the person will get the desired job, clear. But there is not any compulsion that customer has to make payment only after 1 year, clear. Even if the customer family desired to make the payment, clear, even if the customer family desired to make the payment, so they can make the payment even after availing the loan, clear. It depends upon case to case, clear. Bank has not as enforceability that you have to pay the loan only after the desired period, clear. It depends upon bank to bank, sorry, it depends upon customer to customer. Basically bank has not any relation with that, clear. Bank will follow the guidelines, clear, like 3-year course, so you have to pay your installments after the 4 years, clear, basically, or 3.5 years, clear, 6 months or 1 year. It depends upon case to case when the person got employed. So next one is types of monthly installments, clear. So in which way the person will pay their loan, clear. So in which way the person will pay their loan. So types of monthly installments. First one is borrower can choose among 3 types, clear. Basically there are 3 types of monthly installments. First one is monthly installment to repay their loan. Second one is repayment includes a principal amount, clear. First one is borrower can choose basically 3 types. First one is, I have, wait a minute, it is basically bullet payment, clear. Second one is monthly installment to repay their loan. Third one is a repayment. What repayment includes the principal loan amount and the interest accrued on it, clear, and the interest accrued on it, clear. And other one is EMI, clear, and the other one is EMI, clear. Basically this is fixed installment loan, clear, fixed installment, and this is EMI. This is fixed installment. The first one is bullet payment and third one is EMI, clear. So let's discuss one by one. What is the meaning of all these things, clear? What is the meaning of all these things? Bullet payment, clear. What is the meaning of bullet payment? So let's first of all discuss the example. Like you are doing a gold loan, clear. Like you are doing a gold loan of 4,20,000, clear. So in the gold loan, you will not take any interest on monthly basis, clear. In the gold loan, you will not take any interest on the monthly basis, or like we can say that, or you are doing a loan against a fixed deposit. In that also, you are not taking the interest on monthly basis. Basically, in all these cases, the interest is to be paid, clear. The interest is to be paid in one go, clear. In all these cases, the interest is to be paid in one go, clear. Basically at one time at the end of the loan, clear, or the end of the loan period, clear. So that is basically, that payment is basically known as the bullet payment, clear. That payment is basically known as the bullet payment. So let's discuss. So in this case, the loan amount with interest, clear. In this case, the loan amount with interest is paid in a single payment, clear. In this case, the loan amount is paid, or loan amount with interest, clear, including interest. The loan amount with interest is paid in a single payment, clear. In a single payment at the end of the loan period, clear. In a single payment at the end of the loan period. So basically what type of loan? Like we have already discussed, the gold loan or loan against the fixed deposit, clear. So small value gold loans are paid in this way, clear. Here they are also mentioned. small value gold loans are basically paid in this way. Next one is fixed installment loan. Clear? Next one here which we have to discuss here is fixed installment loan. Clear? What fixed installment loan? So let's discuss. So this payment is in equated monthly installments. Clear? This payment is in equated monthly installments. What is the meaning of that? The loan payment or the loan amount is divided into equally monthly installments. Clear? With the is divided into equal monthly installments. Clear? So the loan amount is divided into equal monthly installments. In this method, the interest servicing burden is more in initial stages. Clear? Basically, in this method, the interest servicing burden is more in initial stages. Clear? And one thing more, like if any person is doing the loan, clear? Like if any person is taking the loan from the bank, so they will ask the schedule. Clear? They will ask the schedule. Like if there are 60 installments. Clear? If there are 60 installments, so please they will ask you to please give me the entire schedule. Clear? Please give me the entire schedule. Like in the first month, how much I pay the principal and how much interest to be charged in the second month, in the third month. So what is the name of that schedule? Basically, that schedule is known as amortization schedule. Clear? That schedule is basically known as amortization schedule. Clear? Amortization schedule. Clear? So in this method, the interest servicing burden is more in initial stage. So the borrower has to pay the loan installment. Clear? The borrower has to pay the loan installment along with the entire interest. Clear? The borrower has to pay the loan installment along with the entire interest accrued in the account during that period. Clear? The borrower has to pay. In that case, basically the borrower has to pay the loan installment. Clear? The borrower has to pay the loan installment along with the entire interest. Clear? Along with the entire interest accrued in the account. Clear? Along with the entire interest accrued in the account during that period. Clear? Accrued in the account during that period. So let's discuss what are equated monthly installments. Clear? Equated monthly installments. Now let's discuss. So let's discuss equated monthly installments. Clear? And one thing more, like equated monthly installments, they are equal every month, but in some cases, like it depends upon the loan. Sometimes there is fixed rate of interest. Clear? There is fixed rate of interest. And in sometimes there is floating rate of interest. Clear? There is floating rate of interest. That means interest has to be going to changes. Clear? Interest has going to be changes from time to time. Clear? As per the guidance. Clear? So in the fixed rate of interest, there is not such issue. But in the case of floating rate of interest, what they will do? Clear? They will divide the installment in that case. Like if the interest rate is going to be decreased, so EMI is going to be decreased. Clear? So they will make the EMI as per the customer requirement. Clear? Even they want to pay the installments in the same time earlier, or they have to pay the loan in the last time because the EMI got reduced. Clear? So it depends upon the customer. Clear? As what the customer says that they will do according to that. Clear? They will do according to that. It depends totally on the customers. Clear? Bank will take the customer consent regarding that. Clear? So now let's discuss equated monthly installment. Clear? So an equated monthly installment is a fixed payment amount. Clear? It is a basically fixed payment amount made by a borrower to a lender. Clear? Made by a borrower to a lender at a specified date each calendar month. Clear? This is basically monthly. Equated monthly installment. Clear? So equated monthly installment is a fixed payment amount made by the borrower. Clear? Made by the borrower to a lender. To whom? Basically to a lender at a specified date. At a specified date each calendar month. Clear? At a specified date each calendar month. Clear? At a specified date each calendar month. So equated monthly installments are used to pay off. Clear? Equated monthly installments are basically used to pay off what? Used to pay off both interest and principal. Clear? Are used to pay off both interest and principal each month. so that over a specified number of years, clear, so that over a specified number of years the loan is paid off in full, clear, so that over a specified number of years, clear, over a specified number of years the loan is paid in full, clear. So now let's discuss what is the formula of EMI, clear. So now let's discuss what is the formula for calculation of EMI. So here the mathematical formula for calculation of EMI is equal to P into R into 1 plus R power n divided by 1 plus R cube power n minus 1, clear. So EMI basically stands for P into R 1 plus R power n upon 1 plus R power n minus 1, clear. We have right here and here, not this one, clear. So we here P is equal to principal, or we can say that principal, or we can say that amount of loan. P is either principal or amount of loan. R is equal to rate of interest. R is equal to rate of interest, but you have to remember that this is rate of interest is to be per month, clear. Rate of interest per month. Like if they are given a rate of interest is to be 10% per annum, so then for in the formula you will get it is to be 10 by 12 into 100, clear. In this way you will get the actual interest rate, clear, which we have to fill here. N is the number of installments, clear. N is the number of, clear, N is the number of installments, clear. So this is the formula of the EMI, clear. This is the formula of EMI. So let's repeat once again. P is basically the principal, or we can say that the amount of loan which we will take from the bank. R is the rate of interest per month, clear. Like here we have mentioned that rate of interest is equal to 10% per annum, clear. So for per month we have to divide it by 12, clear. So we have to divide it by 12, and that after that percentage, so further divided by the 100, clear. And N is the number of installments, clear. N is the number of installments here. So let's now a question on your screens now. Basically Madhu had availed, clear. Madhu had availed a loan of basically how much amount? 1,20,000, clear. 1,20,000 loan at the rate of 12% per annum, clear. 12% per annum, which they have to pay in how many installments? They basically total 6 annual equal annual installments, clear. Annual installments. So they have here in this question we have to not divided it by 12 because they are the annual installments, clear. There is only annual installments, clear. So basically we can say that N is equal to 6, P is equal to this one 1,20,000, and R is equal to 12%, clear. And R is equal to 12%. So now calculate the amount of each installment, or we can say that EMI is equal to P into R into 1 plus R power n upon 1 plus R power n minus 1, clear, which we have to calculate here. So let's discuss. Put the value 1,20,000 into R is equal to 12%, or we can say that 0.12 into 1.12 1 plus 0.12 power 6 upon 1.12 power 6 minus 1, clear. When we are going to calculate this, clear, when we are going to calculate this, you have to calculate this one with the help of calculator, clear. You have to calculate this with the help of calculator, clear, because in the examination calculator is allowed. Either you can do 1.12 into 6 times, or you can do either 1.12 3 times, then it is to be 2 times, clear. So it depends what you will do, clear, what you will do, clear. It depends upon your, because here the power will got multiplied. Okay, so when we are going to calculate this, what we will get, basically we will get in the upper side we will get basically 28423, and in the lower side basically we will get 0.9738. So on the calculation what we will basically little bit greater than 1, little bit greater than 28423, clear. So this is our answer 29187, clear. This is our answer 29187, clear. So this is the installment which they have to pay annually, clear. This is the installment which they have to pay annually, clear. So Basically how much interest they have to pay. Clear? How much interest they have to pay in the total 6 years. So let's discuss. So 29187 into 6, which we will get 29187 into 6, 1,75,122 and minus 1,20,000. So 55,122 rupees. Basically, this is the interest they have paid. Clear? This is the interest they have paid in the 6 years. Clear? This is the interest they have paid in the 6 years. Clear? This question they will also ask. Now move to the next question. So here Rajesh borrowed rupees 50,000. So principal is rupees 50,000 at the rate of 12% per annum. And there is basically time period is 1 year, payable on EMI basis. Clear? EMI basically. So basically it means that N is equal to 12 installments. So what is the amount of EMI? Clear? So now we have to calculate what is the amount of EMI. So what is the actual rate? It is to be 0.01. Clear? Rate is to be 0.01. Clear? 0.01%. Clear? 0.01%. Clear? Basically how 12 by 12%. It comes out to be either it is 0.01. This is the rate. Clear? This is the rate. We have also calculated the percentage here. Clear? Divided by this one. So let's put in the formula. EMI is equal to 50,000 into 0.01 into 1 plus 0.01 power 12 upon 1.01. We can say that 12 minus 1. Clear? This is the formula. So we are going to calculate this one. So when we are going to calculate, this comes out to 563 upon 0.4125 divided by 1,26825. Clear? 0.1826825. Clear? And I request all of you, you have to do calculation. Clear? If you have any issue regarding that, then you can ask. Clear? So let's please here understand only. We'll provide you the session also. So please do the calculation at your homes once or twice. Clear? So that you are able to calculate or not on the calculator. Clear? You cannot use scientific calculator. Clear? You have to use only normal calculator in the exam. Clear? So 563.4125 divided by 0.126825. Clear? So when we are going to calculate this one, clear? When we are going to calculate this one, this comes out to be 442.44. Clear? 442.44. Clear? So option number D is the answer. Clear? Option number D is the answer here. 4442.44. Clear? So this is basically the monthly installment. Clear? This is basically the monthly installment in that case. And we have to also calculate how much amount they have to total pay. Clear? How much amount they have to total pay in the 12 months? Basically they have to total pay 53,309 rupees 28 paisa. Clear? They have to total amount they have to pay in that 12 months. Clear? So basically we can say that 3,300 is approximately interest they have to pay. Clear? Interest they have to pay. Clear? So in this session we have to discuss up to this much point, and in the next session basically we will cover what we have covered. Basically default. What are the defaults? Basically why the customer is not able to pay the loan. Clear? Why the customer is not able to pay the loan, right? Either they are doing the diversion of funds or due to the actual reasons. Clear? Generally journal defaults or the willful default. Clear? Or the willful default. Clear? So it depends upon case to case. Clear? Either it is the genuine default or it is to be the willful default. Clear? Willful default basically why? Basically due to either of the diversion of funds or siphoning of funds. Clear? So we have to discuss all these cases, and after that tomorrow we have also discussed monitoring of loan accounts. Clear? Basically SMS, special mention accounts. Clear? So tomorrow we will have to discuss, or in the next session we have to discuss all these points. Clear? So thanks to all of you for attending this session.